Wednesday is off to an amazing start. Thanks so much for stopping in today, guys. I was tired, boss. I is tired. This is the same day. If you watched the last video, this is the same day for me. It's probably maybe a week or two later for you guys, not sure just how fast I'm gonna be able to edit and upload, but it is absolutely the same day for me. When I left here, when I left off in the last video, I went back to our house, maybe sat down for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I had a salad. I stopped by Costco. Costco has these really good quinoa and kale salads. They have almonds in them. I think it's cranberries. It's just really good. It's in a really big tub, you know, Costco. But so I had a little of that. Had some Gatorade because it is super hot outside. And I came back. I felt it was a good idea to, you know, kind of spruce up the place a little bit and make it feel a little bit more homey so that it won't seem so, I don't know, painful to be here. And look, I'm not saying that this is a bad place. Please don't take that the wrong way. But, you know, coming from what we're coming from, you know, this is going to, and I think I mentioned it in the last video, it's going to take a lot of getting used to. With that, I know that this is absolutely doable. So I'm going to make it, you know, as homey as I can. We're not going to spend a whole lot of money, you know, putting things on the wall. And as I look around on the walls, I don't see any holes or anything. So I don't know how, we haven't lived in an apartment since college. So I don't know if they let you put holes in the walls or whatever. I guess you can use command strips, but we'll see if Eric feels like doing any of that right now. His answer is, he doesn't even agree with the accessories and the knickknacks, as he would call them, that I brought in. He's like, all we need is a bed. That's it. But I think just having just a bed, I don't think we'll be able to relax. You know what I'm saying? If we make it feel like a home, I think the time will go faster. But anyway, I'm bringing things in, as you guys saw. I have a few more things in the truck, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get these in place right now, and then I'll go back and get the other stuff because it is super hot outside. But yeah, so just wanted to open up the vlog. Hope you guys are well. Again, thank you all so much for keeping us in your prayers. This is a really, 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 really difficult time for us. So we're just really thankful that you guys are keeping us in your prayers. All right, so with the little bit that I brought in, let's get you guys on the tripod and we'll try to make it look kind of decent. I mentioned in the last video, a lot of the things that we're bringing over are things that I was probably looking to get rid of anyway. Not this. I love this so much. But this table right here, we've had this table for 10 years. And I'm thinking I want to upgrade it to something else. Not sure if you guys recall, but this table was in our family room. And I decided to just bring it over. I only brought one. We have two of them. I'll grab the other one when I go back to pick up some other things. So I'm gonna see how I like that right there. I brought this lamp, oh God, out of Eric's office, and he's gonna have a fit because the top might be broken. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. And then this one got bent up all in the truck too. It's like, what was going on in the back of the truck? It's not a long drive, but I guess I just had stuff kind of thrown in the back. And like I said, I'm gonna grab the other table when I go back home, and I'll probably put that one over there. And then the other lamp I'll probably put in Chase's room. But anyway, let me go ahead and get y'all on the tripod. terms of filming. But in my time, it's actually the 4th of July. So to everyone out there celebrating the 4th of July, happy 4th of July. Not gonna be on here long for this particular segment, but I just wanted to pop in real quick and bring you guys up to speed. So last night was the first night that Eric and I stayed here at the apartment, and please excuse the way that I'm looking right now, because the way that I'm looking is exactly how I feel. So yesterday was a doozy of a day. So it started out with me getting up and coming over to the apartment around 6 o'clock, because yesterday was supposed to be packout day. Packout day is where the company ServPro comes in and moves all of our items out of the house so that they can, you know, have everything empty when it's time to start the rebuild. And no, as of July 4th, there is still no work being done at the house in terms of the rebuild. So I get up, come over here at 6 o'clock. I brought some things over, and Eric stayed back at the house. So while I was over here, you know, putting things away, you know, trying to make everything nice and neat, and I'll take you guys around and kind of show you what I've done so far. It's not a whole lot, but I am warming up to the idea of having to stay here a month, if not possibly longer. So while I was here, I decided, hey, why not go ahead and put the bed together? Since Eric was over at the house with the movers and everything. Why come, and I don't know if you guys can see it, maybe I'll try to zoom in. I'm using his drill. To make a long story short, my braids got caught in the drill, pulled out 4 braids right down to the scalp. Right down to the scalp. So I am bald. There's just a square of baldness right here. And I can kind of chuckle about it now, but yesterday I was really in my feelings because like it was bleeding. Like there's no hair there. So I am bald right here in the front. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I guess I'm gonna be wearing hats until this grows back, but it looks terrible. So there's that. Speed things up a little bit. Eric comes back over here to pick me up, and then we go back over to the house. Now, the movers were supposed to have gotten to our house at 9 o'clock yesterday. They showed up at 10:30. Mind you, I've been up at 6 working. They show up at 10:30. We get back over to the house maybe close to 4 or 5, I think it was, and they had not completed not one floor. Not one floor had been completely moved out. I was livid. Like y'all showed up an hour and a half late. I walk in, y'all standing around giggling and talking, and not one floor had been completed. Fine. I walk upstairs. I get to the top of the landing. My closet room is right there to the left, and it smelled like who done it and why. They had been using my closet bathroom. You guys know my little closet room, that's my little space. They had taken it upon themselves to go in there and just light up my bathroom. I mean, the smell was terrible. To be fair, there is no bathroom on the main level. They've taken the toilet out because there was water underneath the tile in that bathroom, so they removed the toilet, but there's a toilet in the basement. I was pissed off yesterday. I was so freaking pissed off. I'm like, y'all showed up late. I could have moved the main level out by myself in that number of hours, and it was 6 of them. And then y'all got the nerve to come in here and just like, who does that? Okay, I understand people have to use the bathroom. Yeah, you come in and you do your number 1, but a number 2 to that extent? Not sure where I left off. I had to stop and charge my battery a little bit, and it's still blinking, so I'm gonna try to rush and get through, and then I'll share with you guys the updates to the apartment in a little while after I let it charge more. But yeah, so I think I left off telling you guys about the bathroom incident. Y'all, it smelled so bad. Eric was trying to calm me down, but y'all, I want to go right down there and kick everybody out of my house. It was just so, in my opinion, disrespectful to come into somebody's house and just light it up the way they did. And then they were continuing to come upstairs, because Eric and I were upstairs. At that point, I was pacing back and forth. They were continuing to come upstairs and use the bathroom even when we got back. So yesterday it was just a whole ball of crap for me on yesterday. I was just livid. But so I did call one of the managers, and because, oh, this is the other thing. They got there at 10:30 talking about they're gonna leave at 4:30. I'm like, so I asked her, I said, because the person in charge was female. I said, so y'all aren't going to finish this particular floor today? Y'all aren't gonna do the whole house? And she was like, no, you guys have a big house, so we're gonna do floor by floor. So you're not gonna finish this floor today? Well, no, when we come back, we're gonna do this floor and another floor. And I took right on back upstairs and got on my phone and called and complained about it. It's unacceptable for them to get to work late, use my bathroom to the level at which they used it, and then y'all not even gonna finish the job. Like, can we move this thing along so that we can get back in our house? I was just ready to kick everybody out. But to make me feel better, Eric was just like, you know what, you're just gonna do bathroom, right? We'll completely make over your bathroom. So I'm gonna get a new toilet. I'm gonna get a brand new toilet. And I'm gonna redo the cabinets in there because, I don't know, I was just in my feelings. But anyway, staying here at the apartment last night, it wasn't bad. Eric did come back and finish putting the bed together because I was afraid of that drill at that point, so I didn't finish it. I was making good progress on the bed, but I was like, let me leave this to the pros. So Eric finished it, and it wasn't a bad sleep. You know, it's the logistics of everything. Everything has been scaled down. Like in the bathroom, I'll share that with you guys in a little while. Eric's in there still kind of lounging this morning, but it's like the countertop is like, my space is about this much, and you know, he has this other little space, so we're having to work out the logistics for that. We don't have any nightstands in there. I think I mentioned to you guys that the company who was supplying us all the furniture, the whole chaos with that move, with them delivering the furniture, the furniture now isn't going to come for another 4 days. So it's kind of bare bones. I did bring some chairs from the house. I'm sitting on some bar stools that I brought from the house. So got one mug here. I did bring my coffee maker, but y'all, yesterday was rough. When I walked in that house and smelled that, I about had a nervous breakdown. I was like, y'all got some damn nerve in my house. Nobody in my house has ever used a bathroom where it smells like that. Y'all think y'all gonna come in here and disrespect my house like this, and y'all aren't working, and you gonna leave early? It was a lot. But I gotta be thankful because this is a nice apartment. We have our health. So I hope the lighting is okay. But this is a faux tree that I brought from home. I was on the fence about whether or not I was gonna keep this tree anyway. So I decided to bring it here. It looks cute here in the space. This is just some stuff that we need to put away, find a home for. Those are just cords and chargers and things like that. I just have that there for right now. I'll find a home for that today. These are chairs that were in my office at home. They're very comfortable here in this space. So glad I was able to grab those. Those will be going back to the house. I hope we don't get them dirty. When they were in my office, no one ever sat in them, but they're really coming in clutch here. What I would really like is a sofa to go right there. And I think it would make it just a really nice little cozy space. All these items, again, I brought from the house. This lamp, actually goes in Chase's bedroom at the house, but I think it's just the right scale and color for this area, so I like it. Yep. All right. This rug was actually in my closet room. I guess we could get a little coffee table to go here. We'll see. We'll see. Right here, I picked up this basket from Marshall's. You know, we don't have a mud room, but we had a mud room at home, and the mud room is where we kind of like dropped everything. It was like a little catch-all spot for my purse and keys. So I picked up this little basket on yesterday at Marshall's, and I just dropped my purse in there, and I'll have a hat in there because, you know, the whole hair thing. So I gotta wear a hat now. So that's where I dropped those items. This little buffet, oh gosh, and my camera's blinking again. This battery's about to die. But this buffet was in the pantry, and I feel this would be a great little spot to house the TV. I have some decor under there that I brought from the house. Up here is some of Eric's work stuff, his cords and things like that, that we'll find a place for on today as well. The other table, again, that I brought from the house, all of the decor that you see here, these are just things that I just grabbed from the house and brought over. And the accessories and decor that are still at the house, they're gonna pack all of that stuff up eventually and take it to their storage facility. And then I wanna say I shared with you guys the kitchen. I wanna hurry up a little earlier, but I have a little spot there for sunglasses, a spot for keys, snacks. This right here will be fruit bowl. Of course, we brought you know who over. Picked up some utensils from the house. Everything that you see over here is from the house. That's going to be our little snack basket. I purchased these little pretzels yesterday at Marshall's. These are really good, sweet and spicy tekobucky. Those are really good. We've got some nuts and things in there. Of course, my coffee station. Had to have that. These carts right here have absolutely been coming in clutch. Going back and forth, moving things. These have been really, really very helpful. I have this little bar here on the door because, as you can see, there's no chain or anything like that. And yeah, you're not just gonna walk in here unannounced when I'm sleeping. So I use that at night. I need to remove it, you know, when we're going out during the day. This little shoe rack I have right here so that we can take our shoes off as we come into the door. And this rug right here, I picked up, I think I got this from Marshall's, and it's just right here at the door, and it kind of leads into the, I guess you call it living room or family room. It's only one room, so it leads out that way. And those are the bar stools that were in the basement. And then this is the island here. And on yesterday, I picked up this little tray. I was like, I really need something to house, you know, my little towels, sponges, soaps, and, you know, countertop cleaner. So I picked up this little tray from Marshall's. I love it. It has the gold detail. I think it works really nicely with the gold finishes here in the kitchen. And it just, you know, keeps everything kind of nice and neat, as opposed to having everything kind of sprawled around the counter. So pick that up. Got this little turtle here for my sponges. Dish soap, which we'll be using to wash our hands with as well. Countertop cleaner there. This smells really good. And then just some hand sanitizer, paper towels in there. This space right here, I decided, like, if I wash dishes or, you know, rinse out a cup or something like that, and I don't want to put it in the dishwasher, over here I purchased these little drying mats. These little drying mats. So I'll just grab those when, you know, I need to wash something. And I still need to get something to organize this area a little bit better. But I think I shared that with you guys. That's where we have just like the paper products and stuff. We don't really have any groceries yet. I'm gonna get some fruit for that basket. But I think that's everything. I think that's everything right now. Just have some stuff charging right there. I switched out the rug that was originally here that I placed a few days ago. I have that one there now. But that's it. That's everything. That's everything. That's Eric's little thing right there that he uses for work. Yeah. That is it for now. If I turn this way, this is how everything looks. I wish I had somewhere to store those carts, those little wagons, but I don't. They do fold down, so I'll break those down a little bit and, I don't know, find a corner to stick them in. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll pick y'all back up a little bit later. Oh, and before I go, I came into Chase's bathroom to see if I could give you guys a close-up of where I have pulled my hair out. So yeah, she's bald. Real quick update. I had to come over to the house to check the mail. There was a package delivered. I wanted to bring that in, but I wanted to kind of share with you guys how the house is looking right now. So this room, this is the dining room. It has been cleared out. As you can see, just have that little swatch of hardwood left right there. But they did go ahead and clear out this room. They're gonna have to take this artwork down, so they didn't get to that. There's a mirror over there that they need to take down as well. But I will say they cleared out this room. These are all of the packing materials, packing supplies. This is their table that I guess they kind of set up to wrap everything. But there's some stuff right there that belongs to us that they still need to pack out, right? Then if we come over this way, this is the family room. We have the table, my little breakfast table there, a credenza right there that still has to go. These tables right here. We had a bunch of artwork right there that I had to take down because they're gonna have to paint that entire wall. But so yeah, that's how this space is looking. Also, they're gonna have to redo this entire ceiling. They let us know that the other day. So the coffered ceiling will have to be redone. So yeah, there's that. And then this is the kitchen. They're gonna have to take out the dishwasher, the refrigerator, because all of this is going to be sanded down. But the countertops will be fine. So as you can see, we have some items stored up there. Just some light fixtures there. And let's see what else on this level. So this is the only level that has been touched in terms of pack out. So this is Eric's office. This carpet will be replaced. So they don't think they're going to be able to save this carpet. The padding has to be replaced underneath, and they're thinking by the time they get everything back in, it's not going to be any good. And per the mortgage company, everything has to be put back and be in pristine condition in order for, you know, anybody doing any work on the house to get paid. So I'm not sure if we mentioned that, but our mortgage company has to come out and sign off on each phase of the rebuild to make sure everything is putting back in, you know, like we had it before. They're going to make sure they're looking at the trim and make sure the trim is quality trim and, you know, not just something thrown together. They're going to want to make sure that we are, in fact, reinstalling, I guess that's the right word, the hardwoods and not necessarily putting in carpet, cheapening it out. So they just want to make sure everything is put back like it was. This is the bathroom downstairs. The one that they should have been using had there been a toilet in here, but you know, they could have used a toilet in the basement, but I digress. I have a new toilet here. This is one part of it. There's the other part of it right there that they will install. As you can see, it's missing the toilet. That's the ceiling in here. And yeah, so that's all that has been done. Like I said, they got here at 10:30. They were supposed to be here at 9. They left at 4:30. And as you can see, they still have to come back and do work on this level before they go upstairs. That's the mud room there. They're going to have to pull that up before they go upstairs and downstairs to the basement. So I'm like, you know, what really did y'all do? You know, y'all came late, sat on my toilet all day, and then tipped out of here early. But anyway, I had something delivered from IKEA, so I had to come over and get that. I'm going to take that down to the basement and put it in the storage room. And yeah, that's it for now, guys. I'll talk with y'all in a little bit. This is probably where I will close out the video, but I want to give just a quick update on how everything is going so far.
And we apologize for the echo. Like it's empty.
It's empty. So yeah, so we'll start with the insurance piece and where we are with the house. As you guys can see, I did a kind of like a wide angle because I wanted you guys to see that the space is empty down here. I would say that the Serve Pro crew is about, I would say about 80-85% finished in packing us out. So there's that. I know at the top of the video, or maybe somewhere in the middle of the video, I mentioned the Serve Pro crew who did the pack out. I mentioned that I was not happy with them at all. For this job, I would say there are 3 Serve Pro pieces.
Yeah,
there's the mitigation,
which is getting rid of the water. That's the emergency service. Mm-hmm. That's when they come over. They set up 8,000 fans. They soak up all the water. They rip everything out. That's to make sure there's no mold in water. Mm-hmm. So mitigation is first. Pack out is second. That's when they come in, and that's the phase we're in now. We're in phase 2. Mm-hmm. And phase 3 is the rebuild.
Right.
Everybody comes in and starts. So we're in phase. We're on the backside of phase 2.
Backside of phase 2, and I have to say, after experiencing phase 1, phase 2 for me has been
the most stressful.
Very, very stressful.
We should mention too, it has taken us almost exactly a month and a half since it happened to get to this. Because as this is going on, you're also waiting on insurance and stuff. So it's taken us a month and a half to get to the back half of phase 2, and they haven't even started, not really rebuilding anything.
Right. Yeah. So, and I hope we're making sense, but we're still waiting on our insurance company to do what they need to do. Thankfully, Serve Pro has been able to do, of course, phase 1, and again, we are here in phase 2. A couple of things, I'll just go back and reiterate that I have not been happy with about phase 2.
It's taken it's taking longer than we thought it would. I mean, this is a big house, but it's taking a while. Think about it like this. If you were moving today, if you got up today and said move, depending on how big your house is,
they're gonna move
2,000, 4,000, 6,000. How many days would you expect the movers to take to move your house?
We're 2 weeks in of a pack out. We're 2 weeks
it's taking them a while.
Of a pack out, and this is just nuts.
And we're moving a lot of, like, we're not letting them get any small stuff. No electronics. We're doing all the small stuff ourselves because that doesn't make sense.
Right.
We're putting it up in the theater.
So all the accessories that were here behind me in our built-ins, I've taken all of those and placed those upstairs.
We're not really doing anything fragile.
Our clothes,
no clothes.
We moved all of that stuff to a room upstairs where they wouldn't have to enter in, and somehow it is still taking weeks for them to pack out. So there's that. The crew themselves are lackluster.
They're not the most aggressive movers.
Not even
movers. They just hustle. If you've ever been moved and you got like a professional moving crew,
they're in and they're
moves
out.
are like a SWAT team.
They're in and out.
This group is a little bit more.
This crew.
We're gonna show up for a couple of hours and work, then we're gonna take a break. Then we're gonna...
They're late when they show up. And let me say, and I want to say I put it in text that this is not the same crew.
No, they're all different. Everybody's different.
What is it, mediation or mitigation?
Mitigation. Mitigation is going to be different from the pack out. It's going to be, they're all three different crews.
Right.
Yeah.
So the mitigation crew, that is the crew. You guys know we took up donations for extra tips and for lunch and for dinner and for waters. They were amazing.
Respectful.
Very, very respectful, just very respectful, very understanding of what we were going through. This crew shows up to your house, they barely say good morning, just avoiding eye contact.
You told them about the bathroom thing?
Yeah, I told them about the bathroom, and so I cannot wait for this crew to be done so that they can get out. The other day I was here, and so what Eric and I have been doing is kind of taking shifts, coming over and monitor them because we feel that they have to be monitored. We didn't have to do that with the first crew, even though we were here. This crew, you have to stay on top of them. I passed by the primary bedroom the other day, and they were in there laying on the floor, heels in the air, no exaggeration, on their phone. Yes, on their phone. After that, they then went and took a 2-hour and 30-minute lunch. Keep in mind, they didn't show up until 11.
I think they showed up at 11 and took a lunch at 1 p.m. and came back at like 3 or something.
It was like 3:30 when they got back. Yeah. I was livid. So, ready for them to go. Because remember, the pack out crew has to do their job before the rebuild team can even get in here and walk and, do all their things. And again, the rebuild team does not start until they receive a check from the insurance company. So we are still waiting on that check, and we've been in contact with our insurance company. Eric, how do you feel right now with the communication between us and the insurance company and ServPro and the insurance company?
ServPro is very responsive. I will say you can get somebody from ServPro on the phone.
Let me say this too, because I know some of you are going to say, have you guys reported phase 2 crew to ServPro?
Yeah.
We absolutely did, and Eric, you sent emails and calls, and then the next day it was like 1 million people over here working. But then the next day after that, they were back to their old selves.
We gotta get past it.
Yeah.
And when I hope the pack in, I mean, look, for the pack in, when they bring the stuff back, I don't think we'll be as impatient because we'll just be happy to move back in.
The house is back.
But I don't need them taking a week to bring all our stuff back either. That's the thing. Like when the stuff, maybe 2 days, but it doesn't need to be like this.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I bet they could take several days.
It don't need to be a week
to bring everything back.
It don't need to be a week.
Yeah.
2 days. I give them 2 days.
So right now, would you recommend ServPro? If you got,
there are other companies. Packout is a service. Like there are companies. If you just Google Packout, I would probably go with another company. So I would use ServPro for the mitigation. Another company for the pack out.
Because what I would say too, pack out is costing us around $30,000, and I ain't seen it. I don't see $30,000 worth of work around here that they're doing. So I agree. I definitely would not use ServPro for the pack out. For what they did on the front end, absolutely.
Absolutely, they're very good at mitigation.
As we get ready to close out, I would be remiss if I didn't take a minute to thank everyone for the continued thoughts and prayers. Several of you have suggested we get an insurance adjuster, somebody said. We have an insurance adjuster.
Oh, like a third party?
Yeah.
Actually, from what I've read,
a public.
From what I've read, that actually slows it up and makes it worse. I think, here's the thing. I don't necessarily, it's not the estimate, right? That's the only thing we can use a third party adjuster for is the estimate. The estimate's fine. It's just our adjuster doesn't ever call us back. Like they have all the paperwork, that's done.
Okay.
It's just our adjuster And that's all a public adjuster could do would be like, yeah, it's going to cost this much. That's it. Our adjuster isn't going to make our insurance company write a check.
They're not going to make them move fast.
No, they can just, it's like getting an inspector.
Oh,
it's the same thing.
Okay. So. Well, I do appreciate that suggestion.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so very much for that. Thank you so much for the continued just thoughts and prayers. And you just never know how many people who have actually gone through something like this. And so we just really appreciate it.
Well, I think we have to remind people that's why we're shooting this series. And although you are thanking people for some of the comments, I would be remiss to say
don't use my word.
You did not invent the word remiss.
I
think you stole that from me.
Oh.
Some of the comments were out of pocket. Some of y'all, some of the comments were bad. Let me break down a couple of things, right? So I think on the last video, it was the video where you had gone to the apartment to get like a check, and the check thing didn't work out.
But by the way, the check bounced.
Right, we got to tell them about that. We ain't got to that yet. That's a whole other, oh my God.
The check bounced. So just hold your thought. Hold your thought. I forgot about that too. So after all of that rigmarole, I done had to drive an hour to go pick up the check after I sit in there with them for about 2 hours, going back and forth about where the check is, why y'all don't have the check, what address it went to, why didn't corporate call and say they had the check. I got a call, I believe it was yesterday, day before yesterday.
Said the check bounced. But that was that, but it bounced because of that. So let's rewind. Because that was the genesis of it bouncing. So I guess you had gotten back in the car after you had to drive over there to get the check and you were emotional. And some of the people were like, well, you shouldn't be emotional, you should just be happy to have a home. I think at that time when the video went up, the flooding in Texas had happened. So people just started coming at us or you about being ungrateful and talking about the flooding in Texas. Couple of things, y'all. First of all, that day that happened was like a week before the flooding in Texas, right? So
the videos are not filmed in the day you watch this is not the day that.
Yeah. And you just gotta remember that when you watch lifestyle vloggers on YouTube, like don't assume that everything is real time. And then people were like bringing up, well, because we're moving into the apartment, you should be happy because there are homeless people. Let me say this. I would say this is a lifestyle channel, right? You know, because we do a lot of different things, but it's a lifestyle channel. When you watch a lifestyle channel on YouTube, you shouldn't expect whoever is running that channel, who is ever on the channel, to always reference breaking news or current events.
Right.
Like y'all are here to watch us go through this process, hopefully, of this, you know, everything that's happening is part of our lifestyle. Occasionally on this channel, we will, I think a lot more than a lot of other lifestyle vloggers, reference current events, but we're not always gonna talk about what's happening on CNN or on the news. If we did that, it would be a news channel.
News cycle.
Y'all can't hold us to that.
Yeah.
You can go watch, what's the guy's name? Reese Waters or Joy Reid or any of these other guys. Yeah. But there are plenty of news channels, right? Occasionally, we will reference and we have referenced news stories, and I think we do it a lot more than a lot of other
I agree. I would agree.
But y'all can't hold us to that.
Yeah.
When you watch this channel, you're here to watch, hopefully, my wife and I just go through our day-to-day lives, whether we're at Disney or you're shopping or whatever.
And what I would say too, just because we don't reference a current event,
that mean we don't know what's happening?
It may be because it hasn't happened in our real time of filming.
Yeah.
2, we're just not mentioning it. But if we're very worldly, we our ears are to the street, we know what's going on. And so it doesn't mean that
but it's not relevant to the story all the time. Right. It might not be relevant.
It doesn't mean that he and I haven't talked about it.
Yeah. And on that note, like people brought up 2 things, right? They brought up the Texas thing and they brought up homeless people. Let me say this. Thinking about homeless people, thinking about the Texas tragedy, y'all, we got to get past in this society thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers aren't getting us anywhere. We see a lot, we live, you know, pretty much in the city of Atlanta.
Well, it doesn't mean that we don't appreciate
praying, but we got to move past that. Let me explain it. Like, we live in the city of Atlanta, we see a lot of homeless people. You know what I think when I see all these homeless people, I'm like, it's a tragedy, but that's a government issue. Like, where are the mental, 90% of the homeless people I see have mental problems.
Oh yeah.
Where are the homeless, where are the mental institutions?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
In Texas, there's been this debate about where the funding was supposed to have been. So for these larger societal issues,
that part.
Us having thoughts and prayers isn't doing, all of us as a society, thoughts and prayers isn't cutting it anymore. It's not. We got to go out and vote and take real action, and these are things the government. So if we complain about our apartment or anything like that, you coming on and saying, well, there are people that are homeless. I mean, I get it, but that's not the story. And us thinking about homeless people, we talk about it all the time. It's a tragedy.
Yes.
Chase, our son, he is very big on volunteering. Like, that's his thing. He volunteers at homeless shelters. It's part of what he does. It's part of his community service at his school. He's very in tune to like homelessness for whatever reason. That's like his call.
That's his thing.
We talk about it all the time, but it's not relevant to what we're going.
But it's not going to be germane to every video.
No.
Does not mean that we as a family haven't talked about it.
We talk about it constantly.
Right? We absolutely know what's going on. And I guess the final piece.
Well, no, I got some more.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Let me say, so a lot of y'all were like, you should be happy, you should be happy. When they watched you angry in the car that day, that was one point in time.
Yes.
Of course, when we sit alone, we're like, you know what, this is bad, but we could be homeless, or we could
the roof could be
sick.
off.
Right. Of course we do that. Like, we're, again, like you said, we are fully functioning adults. We get it. You're watching a lifestyle vlog that is showing bits and pieces. Overall, we are thankful.
Yes.
So to close out that piece, just remember, guys, when you watch our channel, yes, we will occasionally talk about greater societal issues, but this is not Roland Martin. That's the other. I was like, go watch Roland Martin, go watch Reese Waters, go watch Joy Reid. Those are people that talk about current events. We will reference it occasionally, but this is a lifestyle channel, right?
Who else? Who do you watch?
On a lifestyle.
Let me ask you this. All right, since so many of you are like,
talk about Texas. Talk about homeless people.
You're complaining that your son has to come out of his room to go to the bathroom, but people have, you know,
we know that.
The situation in Texas. All right, but who did you go watch after that video? Who did you watch before that video? Who did you watch yesterday? Who was a lifestyle blogger that talked about it at length?
That's not this channel, y'all. And look, maybe it's our fault because we've done that occasionally. But if we do it, we do it. If we don't, we don't. It's nothing personal, right? The second thing, and I'm glad you talked about Chase's bathroom. A lot of you guys, I think, were offended because we moved into the apartment that's paid for by insurance, that we paid for, that I paid for.
That's the other thing, too. It's not a gift.
It's not a gift.
It's not a gift.
I've had this insurance for 22 years.
This is our third home ownership. This is our third time being homeowners.
And I've been with this insurance company since our first house. I think probably before that, probably with renter's insurance, probably before that.
It was probably before that. So they're not doing us any favors, giving us that, you know, paying for that apartment. It's not a gift. No. It is what we are owed as policy holders.
Yeah. Thank you for remembering that. Yeah.
So,
and so people took issue with the fact that you made a statement about the apartment. They see it's a nice apartment. You should be glad just to have an apartment. Let me explain the psychological aspect to this. We said they could have put us in a penthouse in the Ritz-Carlton in downtown Atlanta with 5-6 bedrooms. It's not the same as your house. When you're in your house, you know where all your stuff is. You know where your towels are.
The house could have been 5 times bigger than this.
It wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter.
You know where all your stuff is in your kitchen, your laundry room, your living room. It's not a vacation. It doesn't feel like a hotel. We're in this apartment. Like, we got to buy all new stuff. We don't know where anything is. We got to reorganize. And it's just a pain to move. So,
and we're going to figure it out. But we're not, you know, splitting atoms over here. We absolutely will figure out what drawer to put the spices versus the spoons and the forks in. We know we will do that. It was already done.
What makes a house a home is not the size or how nice it is or how luxurious. It is that you have brought it in your stuff where you want it. It's organized the way you want it, and you're comfortable. You're not really comfortable.
So many people who came here to do work in those first few weeks were like, that's how it is, isn't it? You get your house exactly how you want it, and then something like this happens.
This is what the air conditioner and the electricians were saying. Even the Servpro people, they were like, this is messed up. So we appreciate that it's a nice apartment, but it's not ours, right? Temporary housing, if you've ever had to deal with it, is just very difficult to deal with. Right?
And then it could just be, maybe it's our personality, right? You know, we have type A personalities, we have, you know, you only hear about type A personalities. What are the other personalities?
Right.
Is there a B?
Type C.
Is there a C? Who has an F? I I know some.
I think
it exists. I know people personality.
I agree with you 100%, but I think most of y'all watching and it wouldn't hit you until you did it. It would be hard. It's just hard when you know where your stuff is and how your place is organized. So yeah, that's we appreciate the apartment and it's nice, but it's not our home.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting back over here. That goes back to you know, the Serve Pro second group. If they could go ahead and get everything out, and then if we could get insurance to not just send a check to pay for the apartment, but if they could just send the money so that we can get this taken care of, that would absolutely be amazing. And so I guess the final thing, you know.
Well, let me say one more. This is gonna be a long video. Y'all also gotta understand, moving into this apartment was a pain, right? Because you forgot about the bounce check. We had to fill out so much paperwork.
Shout out to everyone who said, yeah, living in an apartment, that's why someone said that's why there's so many homeless people, because they make filling out the paperwork for the apartment so difficult.
So
yeah, the check bounce.
So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, you go and get the check. And by the way, the reason she was also mad about going to get the check, you were doing somebody else's job.
That's the
thing. You had
a
right to be mad.
So the person we work with, what is that called? The relocation crew team, about ripped the apartment we are staying in, a new one. They said my client shouldn't have to now become the mail carrier and go pick up a check. She told me I should be more upset. Remember on the phone?
And and guess where she's from? She's from Ukraine. She's like, I've been in wars.
Because I said, Maya, I'm just trying to be in control. I said, you know, I've just seen my house. I saw the water running down the walls in my house. I said, I'm trying to put things in order. And she said, I don't care. I don't care. You should be more upset.
You should not have had to go get that check. So you go get that check. That was about 2 weeks ago. Just yesterday, they told us the check bounced. Why did the check bounce? Because when it was sitting in that office, it sat in there so long, the company that sent it voided the check.
It was a $4,000 check just lying around.
So they voided
it.
So this is all.
So they went to go cash it the other day, and they called and said, I'm sorry, but they're saying that it's insufficient funds for the check. I said, what?
Yeah. So
I immediately called the relocation team back, and they said, oh, we see what the problem was. They waited too long to cash the check.
Yeah.
So we voided it, but we will right now issue another
so
check.
It's straight.
So
as we talk about all these headaches, remember, as an adult, most of you are adults that are watching this. When you go through these daily frustrations in life, you know what I'm saying? You wake up and you get in traffic, or you stub your toe, or they get your order wrong at Starbucks. You're going to be mad. You're not necessarily going to say, well, there was a flood or there are homeless people. You'll get to that point, but we're just human, y'all.
And so it's just when the camera's on, we're in that space.
We're in that space.
We're in that space.
Yeah.
But we absolutely
get
that there are other things going on in the world. I mean, under this current administration, baby, it's something going on every 15 minutes.
We have to start another news channel to reference that. Last thing Peace will address. I saw a lot of comments where people reference us, or mainly you, was like, well, this will humble you. God has a way of humbling.
What type of God do y'all serve? I do not serve a vengeful God. You think God would give us this home and punish us by letting this was an accident.
And what are you being punished for? What did you do? When I think of somebody being humble, you know how I think about Diddy? Yeah. I think about little old us. What is
because I got a couple of 2-3 Gucci bags. I'm supposed to be humbled.
You got
but the flood didn't even happen on that side of the house.
It didn't even happen in your
Didn't even happen over there in Chase's room.
What did Chase do?
What did Chase do? Why does he need to be humbled?
The 2 main rooms that got messed up the most, Chase's side of the house and my office, because it's under Chase's room. What did I do? I don't even know what you did, honestly. I don't know.
I need to be humbled
for what?
Because I have a few luxury bags.
There's too many people in this world raising hell all over in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
Where we are the ones. I guess God was like, you got too many Gucci bags and Louis Vuitton.
That last Gucci bag, that was it. Bust the pipe.
Boom.
No.
And I think, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep, but I think that's a
I don't know who those individuals who left those types of comments, but I don't serve a vengeful God. My God would never set out
to hurt people.
To hurt.
If you have a terminal illness, God forbid, cancer or something like that, do you say, well, this is God's way? No, that's not.
No.
No.
Yeah, accidents happen.
Accidents happen.
Accidents happen.
If you get in a car wreck tomorrow, you total your car. You're going to say this is God. You total your brand new Mercedes, your BMW, your Cadillac. This is God's way of humbling me.
How would you feel if your neighbor who's driving a 1972 Beetle, you get the brand new Mercedes and your neighbor is like, that's God's way of humbling you. They don't get out of the box. No, it was an accident.
It happens.
It was an accident. And so you guys please understand that you're seeing maybe 30, 50 minutes of our life per video.
Yeah. And we're normal. Of course we say it could. Come on, y'all. That's how you get through. The only way you get through something like this is say
it could be worse.
It could be worse. That's the only way. That's it.
It absolutely could be worse. But for me right now, it's pretty bad for me.
The Servpro guys, because you might got to remember, Servpro does this for a living. They said when this has happened to people and they're on vacation, they come back and there's water coming out of the top floor. And you got to gut the whole house. We know it could be worse.
So we know it could be worse.
We know that.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we are very, very thankful that it's only as bad as it is.
Yeah.
We are very thankful in that. But to say that this happened to us so that I guess more so than Chase and Eric, could be humbled. You guys have to understand too, the things that I have, Eric pays for. Please understand. We know that there are homeless people. We know that there are people who leave this earth every hour.
We've experienced it.
If not every minute of the day. We understand that. We understand that. With that though, we still have to, you guys have to understand that we have problems over here too. And so while I empathize with other families, other people, I got my own stuff. And we're going through it right now. We're going on 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
In the middle of the summer.
In the middle of the summer. And here we sit. We're not out having fun. These are my outfits. These are my outfits. Biker shorts and t-shirts.
We had plans for this 4th of July weekend, like most of you probably did. We just ended up, we spent that whole weekend packing and cleaning up.
Packing and cleaning up.
All 3 days.
Packing and cleaning up. So we're not out here, saying that we have the worst situation.
No.
But this is a temporary, but it is a situation. It is a temporary situation for us. Yesterday I told Eric, I sure will be glad when I can get through 124 hours.
Because she was having a good day yesterday.
Without something going wrong.
And that's when they called you with like the check bounce. You're having a real good day. And you call me like, Eric, they're like the check. I'm like, what? The check from the agency bounce? Lord. So. Yeah, it's something every day. You always got to call somebody. You always got to be on top of somebody. It's something every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
So you guys, with these, she needs to be humbled. God has a way of humbling you. I don't know why I need to be humbled.
I don't know who you killed.
I don't know what am I doing on my channel? Because if you're watching me, then you're watching someone like me, right? And so we're probably watching the same people because I enjoy watching YouTube as well. So who are you watching that's like me, that's doing something, I don't know, like, is it because I said my son might have a problem walking out of his room to go out in the hall to go to the bathroom?
That's a mom looking out for her child. Those of y'all that are moms, you're gonna do whatever it takes for your child. Your child right now is sitting in their room spoiled. They got an Xbox, an iPad,
all the Nikes.
All the Nikes.
They door dashing every day.
So that's
just me being a mom.
It wasn't a big deal to Chase. It was just something she mentioned. A lot of y'all had an issue with that.
Chase, first of all,
Chase slept in a chair. Chase
on
went
spring
to spring break with his buddies
and slept in a chair
like this the whole
Chase
week.
Not gonna have a problem with that. Chase hadn't even been over to the apartment. Chase hadn't even seen that apartment. Chase up at his school,
chilling
in his other apartment. He ain't even worried.
No.
Right? But also with that, can a person be mad at the way somebody was brought up?
He's used to walking in his own bathroom. That's all you were saying. It's not a big deal. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Jason's very ready.
For 1 second, he might say, "Oh, there's no door right here."
Yeah.
And as long as he has his own bathroom, he good.
Yeah.
That's it. Y'all just be reading so
Y'all
much.
read a lot of
I think
stuff.
some of y'all want to have a problem with me.
Yeah.
Me? I am the most likable person. You just gotta know me. If you knew me one-on-one, I don't really have problems with people like that.
We're very
I really don't.
We laid back, we real cool.
Yeah.
We know.
But
you know, we want what we want.
We
That's how we work.
And again, please tell me the lifestyle blogger, y'all watching it, don't buy stuff. I don't care if they go on the
They wouldn't be a lifestyle blogger. That's not the thing.
What you gonna do on YouTube? You going to somebody's store.
Women-
Everybody want to see somebody else spending money, somebody else shopping.
Women lifestyle bloggers, and I'm sorry this might come off as sexist, that's what y'all do. That's from what I've seen. I watch a lot of men. Men don't really do lifestyle, but I watch like video game channels and stuff and old school sports. And I watch women's channels with you, the women shop.
It may not be a Louis Vuitton bag. It might not be an Hermes bag. But she buying a refrigerator.
It could be Dollar Tree.
She buying a refrigerator. She buying some dishes.
Yeah.
Groceries. Y'all see all these groceries?
Grocery hauls.
Groceries about much as bags now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I just don't get the whole I need to be humbled. For those who get it, for those of you who get it and you understand that everybody wants to be in their little, this is our little spot, this is our little oasis. I gave Eric an example, and then we're gonna, because it's getting long. I gave him the example the other day of you buy your dog a new dog bed, but you leave the old one. He don't want to sleep on the old dog bed, the new dog bed. He want his old dog bed.
It don't matter that the new one is nicer and fluffy.
It smells.
It's in that bed.
He done worn in the lumps or whatever. He done put the little grooves or what. You know how they get in the bed and do all that in the old bed. I want my old bed. I want my old bed.
It don't matter how nice this apartment is.
Right. I appreciate the apartment, but I want my old bed.
Yep.
All right. And so with that, I just want to thank everybody who gets it.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody who gets it. I want to thank everybody who doesn't feel like I need to be, drugged through the dirt. I need to be homeless. I want to thank everybody who knows that I'm not a bad person.
Let me say, we just gonna go. Y'all saying we need to appreciate homeless people like we ain't never been broke. Y'all, trust me, we've been broke. Trust me.
I've said
Trust me.
countless times on this channel.
We've been broke.
I haven't come from anything. But I like where I am right now.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Does that make me a bad person because I have things now? I think this weekend Beyonce's here. How much are those tickets? Are y'all,
Are y'all belaboring them, mad at the girls that spending $600 for a Beyonce ticket? Let people have their things.
Plus the hair and outfit.
That they work for.
Let people have the things that they work for, right? Now, it's going to be somebody who says, Eric, well, but you took up money for the super chat and the GoFundMe.
That's YouTube. We're in the business of YouTube. We don't really talk about the business of YouTube, but we've done it a little bit on this video. That's the business. That's how YouTube works now. YouTube doesn't really pay much, so.
Right. YouTube doesn't pay anything, guys. The numbers that are required to really get any money from YouTube are staggering. And your favorite YouTubers may or may not tell you, but YouTube takes at least 30%. It may be a little bit higher now. YouTube takes 30% of each check. Each check that you get a month, YouTube takes 30%. Right? This is a big house. We're not using YouTube to fund this lifestyle. I don't even think we could pay our utility bill with the YouTube check that comes here.
But I think it's fair to compensate you, which is what that was, to take time. This takes time, y'all. We got to take time out of our busy schedule. We doing all this stuff, but we're still sitting.
These types of videos that we're doing right now, they are out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So because we are doing out of the ordinary things and filming these types of videos, because of the situation we're sitting in right now is out of the ordinary, I felt it fair that I say, hey, if you would like to donate to the out of the ordinary chaos cause that we're in right now, please feel free to do so. These are the ways in which you can do it, but we're still going to put the videos out there.
We're not
so
going to be like,
no obligation.
Some people would be like, you're not going to be able to watch the video, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can watch it if you donate, and we're going to put it behind a Patreon wall. We didn't do that.
We didn't do that. I know many people on here who would have absolutely said you can go watch all of the flood stuff over on Patreon. I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. So, said all that to say, we do appreciate those of you who appreciate us. I guess this is our cue to end the video because I had to stop and delete some stuff. But guys, just really want to thank everyone. Just a really, really big, genuine thank you to everyone who has shown love. To everyone who has said this is temporary. To everyone who has said that, you know, be strong, you got this. The comeback is going to be better than the setback. We really, really, really do appreciate it. For those of you who, you know, you get triggered over here, I'm sorry that you find this channel triggering. I really, every time I turn on the camera, guys, and I don't want to get emotional.
Are you getting what?
I'm getting emotional.
The ice queen over here?
Really? Eric, give me some.
We really, I'll do that.
Let me see you do the closeout.
I've never done the closeout. We really appreciate y'all. We will continue to let you guys walk with us on this journey. And yeah, just we appreciate y'all watching and continuing to follow us along on this journey. Peace.
See, I don't like it. See, you gotta tell me y'all. Thank you for stopping in. And we'll see y'all in the next video.
That's it. Bye.